Yeah, look, personally, I like to see KJ a bit more than Cypher on Haven. Just, the lockdown can have some crazy impact, especially, post-plant scenarios, even just taking sites and then also retakes, right? And I feel like Cypher doesn't have that amount of utility, but when it comes to locking down sites, locking down a flank, and I guess setting teams up to go for a flood, that's when you can see it be a little bit more effective. But the player I want to highlight is Glance, right? Yesterday, I believe, in the last couple of times we've seen KC play on Haven, she has had just stellar performances, and I want to see a bit more of that. So keep your eyes on her and that her against Ava, Sova matchup. But yeah, on the defense, I still am confused why GX keep going here, but maybe today we'll finally see some results.
Yeah, we will see that. I mean, Giant X yesterday, they did take it in the end. It took them some time. Smurfette has the angle there, but Eva there to back her up as she does fall. But a 2-for-1 to open up for Giant X here.
Ooh. Good info off that alarm bot, and the long control for Sarah is decent. GX, is she ready for the second?
What? Has to read through the smoke, GX, you monster.
Okay, play disadvantage for the retake, but Nami thinking about going aggro. Oh, it's looking awkward for GX, but KC turning this round on its head.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, more GX turning Giant X around on their head. Sarah, though, has a clean shot there. Still 2 players left to defend this spike. Trying to get a little bit of information for the fake defuse, but it will be Anasilia sneaking around the box, shutting her down. It's KC, take the pistol round.
Yeah, lovely little bait there from Safia. Just shooting, drawing attention away from the slow rack on the back of sight. That's worked out wonderfully. But yeah, there you go, Smurfette. Able to find one before jumping away, but unfortunately for Giant X, GX just lurked up short like an absolute champion. And then locked it down from help. So couldn't ask for too much more, and KC off to a solid start, taking the attack side of the pistol. And this is where GX, may have struggled in the past. And we'll see if they actually find success here. They're going 3,000
no way!
2 bullets in the chamber and 3 kills off the back of it.
Oh my
I feel like you put a bow on this round already, Joy.
I mean, yeah, we can. I mean, we saw the collat yesterday on this very map, but that was beautiful, like a mwah, chef's kiss to open up the round here by Alkia. And now, I mean, Sarah and Ness sitting on these classics.
Last player standing.
Just gonna swing out. Make sure that this round doesn't last very long, but they also don't want to give over too many orbs, as you mentioned before, early on. It's like that Blade Storm already halfway for Alkia on the Jet, and that is dangerous.
Sarah just looking to go down to the implosion.
Yeah, but instead she goes down to the breach.
Well, let's see what happens in the third. GX should be able to get the rifles online now. Oh.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Multiple angles too. Oh.
Observers, you're treating us. What treat? Wow.
Observers smurfing. Let's see what they're bringing in here. Sarah actually going down to the half armor there. We'll see if it's going to be worth it just to get the extra utility on board. But KC, what have they got for us with the bonus round here? Looking like all eyes will mostly be on B. However, Safia going to be spotted lurking towards that A site. So now things get a little more difficult. No damage has been done to that Giant X economy yet.
Not yet. I mean, eyes on the Bucky here. With those doors, might be able to catch somebody off guard, but it looks like Giant X not really willing to push up through Garage just yet.
Enemy marked.
There's info. Alkia, usually the tip of the spear, right, for KC's offenses. So you'll see GX at least take that sewers control. Smurfette looking to get up into the grills of Alkia, knowing that she's still probably got that outlaw going. And the spike is here as well, so I dare say we'll see KC end at A. Oh, and that's a loud rotation out. That's going to be a free A side as well.
Yeah, they definitely heard that. Pushing up now. Clowns and Alkia.
30 seconds left.
Smurfette might still get an opportunity here. Nah, Clowns just got the upper hand. Oh, GX though. Rotating onto that B side. That's a free kill for Giant X. I'm just gonna have to pronounce it like this, because otherwise I feel like I'm confusing everyone all of the time. So now,
retake.
Out of charges.
It's so hard to retake into this Sova breach. With not a lot of health to play with. I mean, Giant X, they just want to try and carry these rifles over to the next round. Gonna back off towards the C side.
And KC, successful bonus, free upgrades on a couple of the individuals. You love to see it if you're a KC fan, but Giant X, on the other hand, not finding the success that they would have liked here at the start of the second map. So, from what I remember, you were right. The other day when they managed to take on SK, right? I believe they were down like 5-1 or 6-1 before they started to get the rounds on the board, and then brought it back in that second half. So I'll reserve my thoughts until that second half, but for the moment, we'll see what they can do with the saved weapons.
No, you're absolutely right. And there they also had to, well, there they started on the defending side as well. So exactly, maybe we should hold our reservations for now and see what Giant X still has left in the pocket. But that is not what you want to see. Your Euro being the first to go in the round. Seaside, it's only got Sarah.
Just love that the bait and switch. Safia playing that with her own camera, and that's something that you can afford with some of these Sentinels is you can use some of that utility as like the 6th player in your team, right? You can get them to draw attention away from yourself and then find some free picks. But the C site now under fire.
Yeah, and they get the Nano Swarm out. Alkia tries to make an entry, will get punished for that right away though. Sarah finds another, will go down in the end as KC, they make their presence known onto that C side. Nami and Ness still rotating in, but with not a lot of guns to play with, and it looks like Sophia has to reach here. Will make sure work Nami.
Yeah, that middle of the map is Safia's. She's in full control. Open spike plant, high-low setup. This one's done. Ness, good luck.
Yeah, she tries, but KC, they are ready. They want to hold on to this lead.
Doing some nice little basic tricks, fundamentals. Great lurk as well. Big effectiveness from Safia. Getting the opening pick and then another one, cutting off the rotations. Just really trying to stem that circulation. And we'll see if KC will be able to find some more success towards A. I'm looking at GX's setup. They've got Ness in the right position to try and set up Smurfette for an aggressive sewer push, rather.
That they do. Operator in play now as well, but Sophia opens the round here. Sarah taken out of the equation. Rotation coming in towards A.
I like that dark cover approach from KC as well. Just smoking off short, making sure that Smurfette couldn't go in if that setup was to come through. So you can see KC's done a large amount of homework into this game. Smurfette.
Oh no, that's just unlucky with the timing. Eva finds one, but at the cost of what? Plant will be confirmed on that A side. Both players coming in from lobby. Now Sophia,
one enemy remaining,
picked up that operator, gets herself another kill with it. Maybe trying to carry this one over. Hand it off to Alkia, the other, after the round ends, or who knows? No, she's swapping back to a rifle. Fantastic stuff from this Cypher, and like we've seen it before. We saw it yesterday. Sophia got on the hunt, just picking up kill after kill for herself.
That's crazy to note too, the fact that Alkia is preferring to go for the rifles instead of the operator at the moment. But yeah, Safia, lovely use of the recycled weapon, picked up off Smurfette. You don't see that Cypher operator coming through too often. But yeah, big 4K out of Safia, and that was just a phenomenal round out of her to lock in a 5th there for KC. And again, with 5 rounds lost in a row, I believe this is the exact same time that Giant X took a tactical timeout in that game the other day against SK to win their first round. So let's see if they can do it here. But again, you look at the money, you look at the credits available, and there's just not a lot for them to work with moving into this one. Maybe they can play Orb Control and either get the Hunter's Fury or the Dimensional Drift online, but that's about all I can see working for them here.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, maybe it's just sitting through this round and trying to do a little bit of damage here to Carmen Corp and pray for the next round to come in with then having those ultimates online. But let's see what Giant X is going to do after this timeout.
Well, a few seconds to get this one ready. Where are they on the map? All right, Orb Control doesn't look like it's going to be the plan. Couple of pings across the map. KC looking like they will be going faster and target this A site again.
Oh, Eva though, on site by herself.
Where is everyone hiding?
That's the neural theft coming in. 2 players spotted in garage. Sophia, you can see with how much confidence she's stepping forward. A lot of information gathered here as well. Entry to A held down. Shock Dart will be coming out. Doing good damage here to these players that are remaining.
Oof.
Nesto finds a nice kill for herself. That will be beautiful kill from GX.
remaining.
Nest pushing up, will fall as well. They find 3, but not enough to drag it over the line, but enough to maybe get a little bit more money in the pocket to sustain themselves.
Yeah, it's definitely a way to slowly chip away on that Carmine Core economy. But yeah, moments like this, lovely crossfire. Yes, the Sheriffs will have some form of impact, but inevitably it's the rounds that you're after, and KC already finding a flawless attack side so far. A couple of individuals still with stacked credits, so there is always that fallback plan if it's needed. And this time KC, more of a spread approach at the start, aggressive maneuver for GX, and let's see what she can do from here.
I think Sarah's got the read, but not quite ready for GX to be pushing up so aggressively here. So she will fall. Once again, we have an operator. This time it will do a little bit of work, though. Dimensional Drift comes out. Just gathering information. GX finds another one up in that backline. She is still there, by the way.
Got you. Blinding.
Taking names. Ness is the one that is trying to just put a dent here. Eva having to push up.
One enemy remaining.
Will not get the upper hand of Glance, and with the crosshair once again in place, there we have beautiful crossfire coming out from KC to hold down this seaside.
Yeah, chaos. Absolute chaos again. GX just making that so difficult for Giant X. It's almost, I don't know if you remember, I think it might have been the last Masters, but Boaster just doing some crazy stuff. It might have actually been VCT. And Boaster did something similar where he's just TP'd into their spawn, be like, guys, let's see what we can do. And that was very Boaster-esque going for that play. But beautifully done. Gets in behind enemy lines, cuts off rotations, draws attention to herself, and yeah. She's also the IGL, by the way, so making things like that happen is crazy. Still able to have infinite impact. And again, Giant X just in a round where they kind of want to make this brawly. It's worked so far, bringing it to the 3v3.
Yeah, Guardian is good to chip away at this with a few taps, but Sarah finds a nice shot here with the Sheriff, with Alkia, the rifle. Doing a lot of work. Blade Storm as well. Ready to be popped whenever. Spike is arriving to A now as well. Isn't it? Under a lot of pressure, finds one. Can't find the last though. 1v1, Sarah versus GX. Who has the upper hand? It will be Sarah, actually, as she just catches GX off guard, and that will be finally the moment we've all been waiting for. Giant X getting around on the board, ladies and gentlemen.
It took them throwing everything, the kitchen sink and more, making it muddy. But sometimes that's just Valorant, right? You got to do what you got to do to get those rounds on the board. And there is still a chance at 4 more rounds for Giant X to potentially pick up. They don't really have the best economy since only one player survived at the end of that round. But yeah, the trade game came through, late refrags, everything they needed was finally done by Giant X. And now you can have a look here. Yeah, they've just barely got enough going into this one. And they do have a couple of ultimates online, more importantly.
Yeah, exactly. Got a lot of key ultimates to play with, though we do have the Hunter's Fury on the other side to try and counter that lockdown on the Killjoy. So far, Sophia just having to step forward, try and find something, but there's the Hunter's Fury. Doing so much damage actually here from Eva. Tags up 2 players, good. Ooh, but it will be Smurfette walking into the waiting arms of Karmic Warp once again.
Okay, from the shadows from Nami, just to strengthen that A site in case this rotation came out, which it will. But there is still going to be the player advantage for KC if they flood the site right now. But a dark cover slows them in their tracks. And still with 50 seconds, the whole map's their oyster, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, GX still over on that C side. Now has gathered the information that it's completely clear, so we see that the spike is once again pivoting towards that east side. Sophia knows that she's got Sarah in the back. Sarah ready though, finds one. Can she find the second? No, she can't.
I got 30 seconds left.
Oh, and from the shadows was committed, as you mentioned earlier on in the round. Eva and Nami, a mountain to climb, but a kill to start it off with is a good thing to get started.
Yeah, I think the good thing about that is mountains are fortunately climbable. And these two individuals have done a lot of work for Giant X, but now it's even harder, even steeper. Oh.
Yeah, it just keeps getting steeper as well. I mean, GX must really be feeling herself. She has been putting in so much work for Karmic Warp on this map of Haven.
Doing so much, calling up a storm, fragging up a storm. Just impact her middle name for sure. And let's see what can be done about this one, moving into the 10th. Another round for KC. Just adding more and more to the tally on the attack. And you know that this team loves their aggression, loves to play proactive, so you better believe in that second half. They're not just going to stay passive. They are going to be brawling for as much map control as possible, and I don't know if Giant X are ready for it. But I guess we'll see when we get there. Still 3 more rounds here in the first half of Haven. And KC again postured to hit that A site.
Yeah, and this has worked out for them in the past, as it just is the Killjoy anchoring this side alone. But now it's Giant X opening up the round here, taking out Sophia as she is hunting for some kills.
Nowhere to run!
Get out of my way!
Hunter's Fury. Attack people up in their rotation. Bladestorm will be committed, but Alkia taken out in her tracks as Sarah has arrived to the scene here. From the shadows from GX coming in now as well. Onto that seaside. Does not have the spike though. Spike still on the rotation, but she might catch a player or two off guard if she once again goes into that spawn.
Yeah, plenty of space taken. And Anacilia just making sure every corner is clear as a fallback plan. We did see yesterday a few moments where people weren't clearing their corners and a few players got away with robbery. But we'll see from here and the 2-player advantage if Giant X can be successful on the retake.
Yeah, Smurf had very little health to play with though. They do still have the lockdown and I feel like they just really need to make something happen, but it will be Nami caught first. Nesto. Great rolling thunder, but now Anacilia. Great rolling thunder, great double kill. Glance. Left standing here.
Scanning ahead.
Has to just try and stall this out. The defuse coming in though. Gonna stick the half. Gonna stick it all the way because Eva's there to take her out. Giant X, they take the second round.
Nice try indeed. If she did manage to get the pre-fire on the diffuser, there was a world where she could have clutched it up. But unfortunately, that's not this world we're living in. But it is a world where Giant X have an opportunity to stack 2 more rounds on, make it a little more even at the half, and not just a whitewash here. Because, look, I don't think anyone would be satisfied if KC, other than maybe all the KC fans, if KC went 2-0 in a whitewash series here to make it straight into the grand final. But hey, they're showing why they won it last time. And even though they didn't have the best group stage, they are a playoffs team in my books, just from what we've seen so far.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. I mean, KC, yeah, you're right. They looked a little bit shaky in the group stage, and Giant X came out as a real giant out there, taking the 2nd seed, but right now they're making it look very competitive, not to mention how strong that they looked yesterday against G2. But now Sarah, gonna initiate the lockdown here. Spraying through the wall, they know where it is, but can they take it out in time? Will they manage to take out Sarah? The lockdown destroyed, but it will be KC still finding the upper hand here.
Spike planted.
And with the neural theft, they know exactly where these players are. Eva and Nami.
Revealing area.
All corners, hell. Paranoia comes flying though, just to make sure they can enter. But now trying to pick them apart, it actually tends to work out here. It's Eva standing against Alkia. Time on the spike, ticking away. Eva, do you got this? And that is the answer for you, Alkia. She's got it.
Yeah, it's one of those odd situations. She had some utility that she could have used, but in the 1v1, you never want to be caught without your gun in hand. Because then you can look a little silly, but then opted for the wide swing, thinking Alfie was going to slink away somewhere else. But I love that protocol out of KC. The lockdown is ripped by Sarah, and KC do everything they can to try and deal with it. Spamming through the wall. I feel like that was obviously reactive from Sarah, maybe not planned. But unfortunately, it just wasn't the right call in the moment. Casey knew exactly what was coming. And now in the final round of the half, GX, they don't have the greatest of buys to lock it in. But play with what you got. Sarah playing close garage, who is going to have a rough time retaking C with a Bucky if Smurfette falls.
Oh, yeah. So I'm just holding my breath here that Smurfette is not going to be the first blood this round, as we have seen in some rounds before. But now, Giant X snooping up here. We're seeing a little bit of a different stance from them. But yeah, it's been confirmed. C has been completely cleared. There's an decoy coming out blind side as well, as it will be the Bucky finding the first kill, but it will immediately be 2 kills to answer that. Hunter's Fury.
Okay, in this situation, Giant X are still in with a shot if they can hit some shots, but unfortunately GX is just feeling that much better.
Yeah, she is. Nami will in the end find the upper hand there. Glance is quite low, but it's still a mountain to climb, but getting this round on the board would be amazing, but it will be the jump. Showing it all. KC. Fantastic round on attack.
Yeah, send it to the crazy one-sided attack side for KC. And we'll see if GX can bring it back in that second half.
One enemy remaining.
Welcome back, as this could potentially be the last half that we are going to watch between these two teams. Giant X just coming out of a very, very convincing attacker side, bringing the score up to 10. Double digits to start off with is, yeah, putting the pressure on for Giant X for sure.
Yeah, it's one of these situations where Giant X, we expected a lot from them because we've seen some great rounds, some great Valorant in the last couple of weeks over this stage of Game Changers. But, mates, they've risked letting Haven into this one. They've risked starting on the defense side again. And I feel like, look, if there is a chance that they make a lower bracket run and get a rematch, theoretically, if they lose this, then maybe this is one of the maps they might want to get out of the pool. That being said, there is still an opportunity, and it all starts with a pistol. Trip in their way over towards C Long. But it looks like they are going to attempt to go for a split in through Garage, and KC are very ready for that.
Yeah, that they are. But some information gathered there here by Sarah as we see a Paranoia flying towards her, and she just gets back off for free. Looks like it might just be a quick execute onto that C side. GX though finds that first pick. Not being traded out just yet. Lance falling very low in the process here, but land yet to be confirmed. Oh my god, KC, they've just got the angles down. But Sarah, last one, standing in the 1v1 with Sophia. She will not find that upper hand.
Yeah, rough situation. And KC knew exactly what to do. With those smokes up, able to fully dominate that backside control. And this is why you want to take a bit more of sight before committing to a plant, right? You don't want the potential of a swarm like that to happen. The flood out Garage, the flood from backside, it can just fully crunch on any little control you have of that C site. So moving into the next, GX, they'll have to think of another plan because they've gone all in. Stinger Bite, looking to hopefully win the force of their own, and B is probably where they're heading this.
Yeah, and I mean this looks like they're just gonna send it on to B and hope for the best, honestly. Sophia's got a Bulldog in hand that does a lot of damage, and Acelia picking up a first kill here already is not looking very good. Rotation has to be called here through the Garage. They might be able to pick off somebody here, but it will be KC once again ready. Up on the box is GX with a double, and it will be a full flawless round. KC taking us to map, no excuse me, the series point against Giant X.
It's just, like, what do you say? Like, they try to do everything. I guess one of the cool things is those aftershocks combined with the dark covers just make things really awkward and are somehow getting crazy amounts of impact when it makes some individuals look silly. But yeah, KC playing this perfectly. Flawless defensive side so far, almost a flawless offensive side. And we'll see what GX is going to be able to do. They have to buy in. It's the potential final round, and they got to win it with just pistols. It's already started, unfortunately, for them.
Yeah, the hero rifle on Eva, Smurfette, the first blood. It's not looking great here for Giant X at the start of this round, and Nest taken out as well. Like, yeah.
Yeah, perfect tool for the job up against the half armor of a few of these individuals. Although, with GX going down, there might be an opportunity. Sapphire is here, and we know what she's done today already. Oh, no. 1v4 to save the day. Can Eva do it?
I don't know. Like, she fights Sophia, but no, she's gotta hurry. Oh no, not the Hunter's Fury to finish it off. Glance taking them out in style. Karma and Corp, they take the series.
A third round of the half, Hunter's Fury locked in. You love to see it. This is Valorant, and this is why we love the game. But yeah, today, KC coming through, just mastering everything, showing they are outclassing, outschooling, and really outplaying Giant X in almost every way, shape, and form possible.